brand new conversation. This time around, I'm really, really excited to share this space with one of my co candidates for Mister Supranational 2023. His name is Bruno. Bruno, how are you doing?
Hey, hey, I'm fine. And you? I'm doing
I'm
good.
doing great. So happy to be here with you. So I'm not gonna introduce you. I'm gonna let you do it yourself, so that the people who are joining us and watching us can get to know you a little bit. So can you tell us a few things about you? Who is Bruno?
Okay, sorry. Let's go. So I'm Bruno Barbieri. I'm from Ecuador. And okay, my mom is from Guayaquil, Ecuador. My dad's from Brazil. And my grandparents, they are from Italy. So I'm an actor and model. But I started my career when I was 25 because before that I was doing environmental engineering and nutrition. But I realized I didn't love it to the point to like spend my whole life doing that. And I
Yeah.
changed. And then I went to Mexico City. I lived there for 5 years. And then after that, I went to Europe when COVID hit, like to stay close to my family because it was super hard. I was seeing all the people dying. I was like, okay, I need to be close to my family. I'm super family driven.
Yeah.
And I went to Portugal. I stayed there for hopefully a year. And then the good thing is that I never stopped working. I worked the whole 2 years of COVID. Like I was working, and it was amazing. Like I could stay with my family and work at the same time. And what else? What else? So I changed 43 times in my life in between countries and cities. So I
Wow.
can, yeah,
43 times?
43, crazy.
You've been all over the world now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I consider myself a wanderer, to be honest. Like
Wow, that's amazing.
sometimes I don't even know where I'm from. It's crazy.
Wow. It's already part of who you are, just traveling
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, and I'm a simple guy, I like to do simple things. I like to connect with the nature and work. I love to work. That's what drives me crazy. Like I wake up every morning wanting to do something different
Mhm.
and to, try to be an example, right? Just by being me.
Right.
That's why I said yes to participate because acting and modeling, it kind of go together, is artistic world, and I never saw beauty pageants go in the same way. So for me it was kind of hard saying yes, but then I saw like Supranational is a nice platform that you can be yourself. That's the thing that like caught my attention. Like I can be myself and be an example to everybody.
Mhm.
So I said yes because of this. And like I have an experience in this world. I know how it works. I'm sure you know it too because you are in the same world, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm excited to be. I'm excited. I want to get to know all the guys. You are the first one that I can talk. So
Yes, I have the
nice.
privilege.
Yeah, it's nice. Like arranging this meeting, and it was hard, but we make it. We made it.
Yeah,
Like
of course. That's what really matters. I wanted to go back a little bit to some of the things that you said and
yeah,
really, uh, so kind of dig deeper into that. So you mentioned that initially you started to be an engineer and then you decided to change paths because you were not really in love with that career anymore, right? So,
yeah.
were you always like an artistic person in terms of like, did you always knew that you wanted to be in entertainment and acting and all of that, or was it something that you discovered after your initial career?
No. Okay, so when I was a kid, when I was 16, I was in school, and I was always this type of kid that could I was like learning super fast, like I was in the class and I was like bored because I already know everything the teacher was saying. So I was like making a mess, like
Yeah.
getting into fights. I was kind of crazy kid. And then my dad said, okay, if you gonna be like this, you need to go to the university because I'll not pay for your studies for you to get into fights.
Mm.
So I had to study like to pass the university, so I got in quite early in university, and I had to choose a career. And I was like, okay, what should I? Where should I? Where should I go? I don't know. So I was always into nature. Nature
Mhm.
is my thing. I love to be there, to do some grounding, to connect with animals. And then I chose environmental engineering because it was there. And that's the main reason, to be honest. I got in and I started doing engineering, so it's super hard. Like the two first years is like crazy, all
Yeah.
the maths, all the physics, and I was like, oh my god. So then I moved to Germany, and in Germany I didn't speak the language. I got there like just knowing English. I know Portuguese and Spanish. So I was like, okay, all these guys talking in German was like, oh shit.
The struggle.
Yeah, it was hard. I had to learn, like, it was super hard, and the culture is different too.
Yeah.
Like, German people are different from Latinos. They have their own. What can I say? This, like, they behave in a different way. They're not that they're colder than
Yeah.
Latinos.
Yeah.
Have this warmth, like when you get in, I don't know, Ecuador or Brazil or Argentina, you feel this vibe of, oh, what's up? How are you? What's your name? In Germany, it's like, no, nothing. It's crazy. So I had to learn the language, and then I stayed there for 3 years. And yeah, I learned a lot there, and I found my passion with nutrition. So I didn't change my path, but I did both. I was studying environmental engineering and nutrition, and I learned a lot. And then I came back to Brazil. I was 25. I finished my studies, and I found myself in that situation where you have your diploma, but you don't want to do that. So, but
I feel
okay,
you.
you know what I mean. Like, it's like, oh my god, what should I do? I'm 25. I'm old. I
I
mean,
know
I'm
that
not.
feeling.
I'm not old, but the people say you are old. You know what I
Yeah, exactly. No,
mean? Yeah.
I actually can relate to your story because I went through a similar situation. I mean, I grew up in Cuba. I was born and raised in Cuba and moved to Canada when I was 13 years old. But growing up in Cuba, like most of my family are like doctors or teachers. So I think that that was kind of the path that was expected for me as well. When I got to Canada, and it got to the point where I needed to start thinking about career options. For me, medicine was always kind of the first option, but I never really felt any passion for it. And I was more on the artistic side. So I took, um, so initially I went into social science, which is more like human science and like that type of thing. Um,
Yeah.
and eventually, after I finished that, I got into film studies because I felt like human science was cool, but it didn't completely like fulfill the type of things that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I
I
went
know. I know.
into film studies. Uh, and you're right, there comes a time where you feel like, it's not that you're old, but it's like I'm getting older, and I don't want to like be in school forever. Like I want to eventually end my studies and like eventually work in my field that I love and that I feel passionate about. So I can relate. And also you feel, I don't know if you maybe had that, but you might feel a little pressure from your family also because you're thinking they must think I'm crazy, like I'm changing careers right and left. And it's like, when are you going to settle for something and like actually do it, right? So,
Yeah. I mean, my family always supported me. Like, that was the good part. Okay, my dad he's kind of old school, but he said, like, okay, I want you to do something that you love, you know. And by the time I was 25, I didn't know what I would love to do, because I never felt that, like, oh, I love to do this.
yeah.
But I was always a free spirit. Like, I always loved adrenaline. I always loved the pressure. I knew things that I loved, but I never saw a career that had that, you know.
Yeah.
So I did some modeling stuff back in the day when I was 16, 18, but it was like a hobby, I think.
Yeah.
So when I was 25, I just start asking my friends, like really close friends, what do you think I should do? I mean, I was like desperate, like, oh my god, I should do, I don't know. And then they said, man, you look very good on camera. Like you have the when you are on camera, you change. You like have this, I don't know how to explain, like you became an animal. And I love that. I mean, I can still remember that my friend saying that, and I was like, yeah, man, I should try something like this. So then I went into the acting world, like being an extra, you know, just to see how it was. And I was seeing the actors and actresses. I was like, my God, I love this. Then I found my passion with it. Just like it was the first time I was seeing them. I was like, I want to do this, you know.
Yeah.
And then it was super fast. I mean, I knew what I wanted to do. I started studying. It was a whole year in Brazil,
Mhm.
and then I got some roles. So, I mean, I did some soap opera. I did a movie there in Brazil, and then like this, I was. I mean, Mexico. I had an agency there. They called me by for. I mean, they saw my picture or something on Instagram, and they said you should come here. I mean, we can have it. We can have a contract and stuff. It's like, oh my god, that's nice. So I fought a little bit, and then I went directly to Mexico,
Wow.
and I stayed 5 years there. And you know, Mexico is a nice place to grow as an artist, not
Yeah.
just actor or model. Like they produce a lot. So there, I learned very good, I would say, Spanish, because my Spanish is good, you know, but I had to speak like a Mexican,
Mhm.
because
You have to
if you
adapt.
don't, yeah, I have to adapt. Like if you don't speak like they want you to speak, you don't get the part. You don't get the job.
Mhm.
So I had to do some courses, workshops, but at the end I adapted, you know, like, and I stayed there 5 years, and then COVID came, like I told you, and then I went to Europe, and right now I'm in Ecuador, and my life is like travel and you know like get to know people, get to know new cultures, and I don't know, I consider myself happy. I'm a happy person, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Well, I think you're in the right place then, because that's exactly the spirit, the essence of Mr. Supranational. You know, the word itself and the work that is required from a Mr. Supranational involves a lot of traveling and a lot of interacting with people from all over the world. So I think you're in the right spot. We were talking before we went live, Bruno. We were talking about our experience a little bit. Preparing with everything for the budget, the deadlines, and the things that we have to submit. Can I ask you, how has been your experience so far since you were given the title of Mr. Supranational Ecuador back in April for you, right?
April. See, yes, April.
Okay,
Yeah, April.
okay. So how has been your experience so far, managing everything at the same time?
Okay, so my case was a little bit different because Ecuador had a nominee, like they had a guy that would go to Poland, but he I don't know what happened, to be honest, but he couldn't go or he didn't want to go. I don't know what happened,
Okay,
but they asked me if I wanted to go. And before that, I was asked like 2 years ago. They asked me the same thing. I was like, no, because I want to focus on my career. I want to because like we said, like we are getting older, right?
yeah,
So my goal is to succeed in my career. And before accepting this challenge, this contest, like I was like, my career is being an actor. I want to focus on that. I want to grow on that. I want to, you know, explore this. And I didn't see the platform of the supranational as a way to reach that,
yeah,
right? Because At the end of the day, to be honest with you, my goal is to reach as much people as I can and be an example to them, right? I want to be an example, like people can look at me and find this motivation, like when they are down and they see like, oh, look, Bruno is doing this and that. Let's try it, because he looks happy. I mean, he looks authentic. I think social media right now is so false, like
Hmm.
so superficial. And I'm like, I want to change that. I want to change the kind of content we sell, and because people buy that, I think that's the thing. I mean, if people buy it, people are gonna sell it, right?
Yeah, for
So
sure.
if you can change everything, like the content we sell and how people look at it, like, oh, that this is nice. I mean, he's a human like me, like you know what I mean? Like, just be humans, just be like normal people. I'm normal. I'm like you. I'm like everybody,
Right.
and I want to be that example. Like, I want to people that look at me, look at you, look at like influencers and see that. And I think that's why I said yes, because I mean, the time that I have to prepare is so short.
Yeah.
But since I have a lot of experience on the acting and on the modeling on this artistic world,
Hmm.
I think I'm prepared. But some little things change, like I told you, like
Yeah.
I'm the same with my training, I'm the same with my nutrition, I'm the same with my meditation, with my grounding, with my escapes to nature, but one thing that I notice is that I'm spending a lot more time on social media.
Yeah. That's
And
definitely part of it.
uh, crazy how much time I spend on my cell phones, like,
I know.
but is I mean, I think it's this part of the game, like I have to be there, like, because people are looking at me right now and they want to see where's Bruno, what's Bruno's doing, what. And like I told you, I'm this guy. I consider myself like a Tarzan, like I love to be outside, disconnect, and don't care about the phone. But yeah, that changed for me. This part of the social media.
For sure. What has been for you the most challenging part of it all? Let's say because as you said, like you've been in the entertainment world for a while. You have the acting experience, so of course there are certain things that will come easier for you. But
Yeah,
what has been the most challenging? Let's say.
the most challenging part. Hmm. To be honest with you,
Mhm.
I don't feel this. I don't feel the pressure. I don't feel that. I mean, of course, it's challenging. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's hard,
Yeah.
But I feel like my country love me and they want me to succeed, and they are supporting me. So that's amazing to feel this. Like, it's super nice. I feel like my organization is supporting me too. They hear me out. They hear my opinion,
Mhm.
and I'm just getting to know a lot of people, like doing these press conferences and going to a lot of places in Ecuador that to be honest, I've never been, like new places.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I'm enjoying a lot, like, and I I mean, today I did like a Q&A with my fans, with my people that support me, and they asked me, Bruno, um, what is for you? My God, I forgot the question. But yeah, I mean, I'm not feeling I remember. They said, how do you feel about seeing you every time on the hot pics on social media, like people talking about you? I'm like, it feels good, right? Because it's part of the. I mean, we are humans. We have this thing like, oh, it's me. People are talking about me, and it's nice. So you feel good, but I know. I mean, I don't want to be rude, but I don't feel the pressure. Like I just feel like people like me, and I want to keep doing what I'm doing that is working.
Yeah, for
That's it. I
sure.
think. I mean,
And I think that's
so yeah,
also the right attitude to have. I mean, of course, um, I mean, my perception is that you have received a lot of love and support from the pageant community overall, but also it's not really good to go into a competition feeling like you have a lot of pressure on your shoulders and anything like that.
yeah,
You have to go enjoy the experience. At the end of the
exactly.
day, the organization is going to look for someone who will be able to be the ambassador for Supranational. So you don't have to pretend to be someone else. You just have to go there and be yourself. And if they see it in you, then it will be yours, right? You don't have to transform yourself or pretend that you're someone that you're not just to please other people. Because can you imagine if you end up winning the title pretending to be someone else and then you're stuck in that position for 1 year? It's like, yo, that's not cool. Yeah, for sure. So I think that in terms of preparation, as you said, you have to consider so many different things. There's the Q&A. There's, of course, the physical preparation, mental preparation.
Yeah,
Uh, for me, I would say just managing everything has been so hectic since the beginning because um, so when I got selected to represent Canada at Supranational, there was no
yeah,
national organization in Canada. So I
oh,
had to go through a selection process directly with Mister Supranational and all of the other Canadian delegates that will, pitch themselves, I guess. But there was no national organization. So when I got selected, when I got the title,
yeah.
I found myself, okay, I'm going to Super right now. And now what? There's no team. There's nobody. So
Oh
literally
my,
I had to start building everything from scratch, reaching out to people, reaching out to designers, reaching out to Q&A mentors, to, pasarela mentors and like so many different things. And it's just being crazy. But
yeah,
as you said, I don't feel the pressure per se. Like,
nice.
of course, at the end of the day, it's a competition and everyone is trying to win the same title. But
Yeah,
it's very rooted in my mind that I'm not going there to pretend to be someone else or to bring people down. If anything, I'm there to, I mean, I'm going to get to know people from all over the world. That's a privilege.
that's
That's a
amazing.
privilege. So you go, enjoy the experience, create bond with people, build a brotherhood, and then whatever comes out of it, then be it, right?
Yeah, man, I agree with you. It's like I'm gonna tell you a story that I had. Like it was during COVID.
Mhm.
I was shooting this. It was a reality kind of American Next Top Model,
Yeah.
but it was shoot. I mean, it was in Portugal, and it was. I mean, it is a competition, right? So the good thing that it was about modeling and acting
Mhm.
both. So I'm comfortable with that. But I never felt this competition. I mean, this feeling of I want to win. Like I mean, I want to win, and I'm gonna do everything that I need to do to win. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
I was just being me. I was just being me. I was just getting to know everybody and having fun. Like having this energy that manifests. Like you feel it, right?
Mhm.
And everybody was trying to win. Everybody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna win! I'm gonna win!" I mean, at the end of the story is like I got to the finals with this attitude, like, and I enjoyed every second of it because I was so grateful. I mean, I was in a pandemic. I was everybody was dying. I mean, everybody was suffering, and I was working. I was surrounded by a crew, like they were taking care of me, and I had food. I had everything that I need. I was so grateful, man. I was like, oh my god, it's so nice.
Mhm.
So with this, I enjoy it. I enjoyed a lot. So I'm gonna keep that because that's me. That's my essence. And
Yes.
I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna get to know everybody. I'm gonna smile to everybody like I do. Like because you never know what the other one is passing through. So a little smile makes a difference.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it. Like, and I can see you're gonna do it too. I can see we have this same vibe. Like, oh my god, like, um, man, I'm gonna have so much fun. It's like,
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a
yeah,
great experience, I'm sure. Um, I wanted to ask you, Bruno, because of course one of the things that sets pageantry aside from everything else, let's say in modeling and acting and anything in the entertainment industry, is really the social cause or the social aspect of pageantry. So can you tell
yeah,
us a little bit about, I mean, what we call in Supra your from the ground up project, or what
yeah,
you want to present through this platform?
yeah. So I was finishing editing my project yesterday,
Yeah.
my video, and I always wanted to have a system that I can work every necessary part for a human to grow. Like, I want to work with kids because there's a lot of kids that don't have parents, or their parents are in jail or something happened,
Mhm.
and I want to touch deep on the topic of mental health. Right, for
Mhm.
me, mental health is so important, and because these kids have a lot of traumas. Everybody has traumas. I have traumas, you have traumas, but you have to deal with it. You have to see where this come from, and when you heal that, you are like ready to everything. I feel like when you have this inner peace, you can do everything. Like, you just can eat like super healthy. You just can move, exercise. It comes so naturally. It's like crazy. And why I want to do this? Why I'm gonna touch on two words that supranational are like hitting super hard, like aspiration and inspiration.
Yeah.
For me, what I want to do in this contest is like aspire to inspire, right? So that's my aspiration. And what is my inspiration? I would say is my brother. My brother, he has Tourette's, OCD, and my whole life he's older than me, and my whole life I had to be kind of the oldest brother.
Mhm.
And when I was young, it was super hard because I had an older brother, but I couldn't I couldn't see him like this. You know what I mean? I had to step up. I had to be this brother, and he had so much difficulties to relate. I mean, relationships, friends, girlfriends, or in school. I mean, I was seeing him struggling every day, and I was like, oh my god, man, that gotta be hard,
Mm.
because I don't know if people know, but Tourette's and OCD is a mental disorder where it's it's so easy for you to be depressed. It's so easy for you to struggle. Like, your thoughts just come, and you don't know how to adapt, or how to have peace. You don't have
Yeah.
inner peace. You're never at peace. So for me, I'm a guy that I'm quite peaceful. Like, I meditate. I have this mental space where is I mean I'm at peace, and he doesn't have that. He always have thoughts coming, 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 and he inspired me to show people, like, bring this awareness where you have to have this mental health in check, and how we can do it, like, we have to go to the therapy. You have to face yourself. You have to go deep in, like, feel, I mean, why am I feeling this, where this is coming from, so then you can go and do whatever you want. So, yeah. By the way, I love you, bro, and if you look at me, you see me. But yeah, I mean, that's my project. Like, I want to build a community. I want to bring this awareness, mental health, nutrition, and exercise. I want to have all these three things in one, you know
Yeah.
and I just came back from this experience with kids in Ambato here in Ecuador, and it was quite nice, man, seeing the how the project became one thing. Like, how an idea became real, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
That's my
that's so inspiring. I mean, the fact that first of all you come from a personal place, like you're talking about something that is so personal, as in like within your family, your experience with your brother, and you want to share that experience with the world, and help other people out there that may be in the same situation, but also not just restricting your platform to one topic, but trying to include other things that are also close to you, such as nutrition and mental health
yeah
and taking care of yourself. So that's super, super inspiring. I just want to ask you, one of our viewers here, my friend Diana, is actually watching us. So she has a few questions for us. I'll ask you one of them.
yeah
Um,
sure.
so she's asking here, if you could choose one food to eat for the rest of your life, which one would it be and why?
A food,
Mm.
uh, it can be a plate or just
Anything that you want.
okay.
But you're going to
Hola,
eat that for the rest of your life.
hola, Diana, ¿qué tal? Bueno, la voy a contestar en español.
Yeah.
Eh, un plato que me gustaría comer toda mi vida. A mí me encanta el sushi, but I think I don't know, man. That's hard because because I know a lot of dishes,
Mhm.
and I mean, if you say cuisine, I would say Japanese and Mexican,
Okay.
like fusion, like. But I could eat salad my whole life. I
Yeah.
know that's boring, but
Wow. How to be you? I couldn't, even if I tried. That's so cool. So, Bruno, I don't want to take too much of your time. I know that it's been already more than 30 minutes that we are live. I just have one more question for you. I mean, two more questions for you. But the first one is, when you think of Poland and everything that we're about to experience, we have different competitions, different activities. What are you mostly looking forward to? What are you most excited about?
mm, man, that's a good question. Um, I mean, I've been to Poland 3 times in my life already,
Okay.
and my experience with Poland is that I went to the camps, to the concentration camps, and it is quite hard to go there. It's so heavy, the environment, the energy, to see what the human being is capable of doing.
Mhm.
It's crazy. I mean, it brings awareness, but it's so hard, and I did it 2 times. I don't know why, but, but yeah, and I love Poland. So I want to go to Poland and get to know a different side of Poland.
Mhm.
Uh, but for me, I think la cosa que quiero más es conocer a todos los concursantes de cada país. I want to get to know their culture, like you and me, like get to know every one of them because they kind of work in the same area.
Yeah.
So it's nice to bring a lot of people from different countries in the same place and talk. So I
Yeah.
hope everybody is willing to do this. That would be amazing. Because in my experience, when I go, I don't know, to a photo shoot or a campaign in somewhere else, I I met these guys. I meet like people from Asia, people from India, from every around of the world, but they are just so serious. They just don't talk. They just go and do their thing and go up and leave. And I respect that. I mean, it's a job.
Right.
But I hope in Poland everybody's like with this mindset. Have fun, talk, exchange experience, and yeah, for me that's the thing I'm looking forward to. Yeah. What about
Awesome.
you?
I mean, for me, it's honestly going to be my first time in Europe. So I'm really,
Oh,
really excited to experience that. First time in Poland, of course.
nice.
Um, and yeah, same as you, honestly, I'm just really, really excited to get to know everyone. As I said, I think that having a situation where you are with so many different people from all over the world at the same time, it's quite rare. So I feel like we're
Yeah,
going to grow from that experience and learn a lot from one another. And yeah, just make friends and people that whenever I travel, I can get to see again and just create really that bond. Um, of course, other than the the hopes of obtaining the title for Mr. Supranational and really putting all the work that comes with that. But overall, I think that the experience per se is what I'm mostly looking forward to. So,
Man,
Bruno,
I want
huh?
to say something. I want to say
Yeah,
something.
for sure.
Uh, it's so inspiring that you did all of this by yourself. Like I'm just thinking about this. Like, oh my god, man. So I applaud you, man. You just went for it. It's your dream, I think. So
Yeah.
just went everything and grinding. I know it gotta be super hard because I have an organization behind me. Even though they don't do everything, they do little things, and
Yes.
these little things helps a lot. So you are doing everything by yourself, man. That's crazy. So man,
Yeah. Thank you
nice.
so much. I appreciate
Yeah,
it. But honestly, it's all worth it. It's hard work, but it's all worth it. And as I said, it allows me to meet people like you, like all of the other candidates as well. So, you know, it's hard work,
no,
but it's definitely very, very rewarding.
so cool, man.
So, my friend, for the people who are watching us, not just live right now, but who will rewatch this later as well, how can they support you on your journey? Where can they find you on social media? And how can they show you some love?
Okay, so my social media is Bruno Barbieri RO, Bruno Barbieri RO, and you can find me on Twitter, on TikTok. Instagram is the one that I use the most. Right now, I'm just using Facebook too, like Bruno Barbieri Rogero, and YouTube. Like I'm new to this,
Yeah.
so if you can give me some love there, is amazing. Um, what else? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna put after this live, I'm gonna put your links in the description down below so people
Oh,
can find you easily. And also everyone, don't forget to vote for us when the episode of Super Chat comes out.
oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know exactly when that is, but I think it's gonna be maybe next
Oh,
week.
a
We're
week
gonna have
before, like this.
something like that. I know that they're already releasing the episodes for the Miss Supranational girls for the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
candidates. I don't know for the Misters when it's coming out, but we'll keep you posted for sure. Just make sure that you vote for us. All right. Thank
I
you so
want, I
much,
want,
my friend.
I want to ask you something, man.
Yes, go, go.
Uh, well, what is your experience with the pageant world? I saw that you before like was into that.
Yes. Okay, so I'm what you can call like a content creator in the pageant community. So I've been covering pageants for a few years now, over 3 years.
Okay.
But this is my first experience as a candidate. So joining the pageant. One of the reasons why I wanted to do that is because I have this it's kind of a podcast, let's call it that, where I interview people from the pageants, whether it's candidates or members of the organizations and team members, anyone who is influential within that community. And what I realized is that there are still so many things that we need to work on. There's still a lot of, bullying and cyberbullying and
Yeah.
racism and things that still need to be addressed. And,
Yeah.
for someone like me who is kind of like a pageant analyst or pageant critic, let's call it, it's so easy to sit back, just watch and give feedback and say, oh, do this,
Yeah.
do that. But going through the experience is so much different. So that really inspired me to, you know, kind of like stop sitting on the sidelines and actually walk the walk and go through the experience, see what it's like, what it feels like, to better understand, but also to talk about the things that I've been able to hear from all of those conversations and those experiences that I know that we still need to work consistently to improve and just change, the way that the community works so that we can be better. Because we're trying to change the world, but if we don't change who we are first, who's
Yeah.
gonna take us seriously, right?
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And here I
man.
am.
Nice. You are living the both worlds.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
my God, that must be crazy.
So so
Just
so crazy.
by being I don't know a Mister. it's
Mhm.
crazy. So being like on the backstage and being a mister, it's like, wow.
I know. I think that when I announced that I was going to compete, most people were shocked because I never really said it publicly that I was thinking that I was going to join. But it's something that I've been considering since last year, actually, since Luis won last year. Um, so I had this little bug in me that I wanted to try because I felt like, there are so many conversations that needed to be had. And whether or not, I ended getting the title, I will still have the opportunity to have those conversations by just joining, to just ignite those
Yeah,
conversations.
yeah.
So that's what really pushed me. But yeah, people were kind of like, what? From like
No,
critiquing, pageants and stuff to actually joining. Actually, last year, I was part of the judges for Super Chat. So it's literally like a full circle moment, like from judging to being judged. It's crazy.
you must know like all the steps and all
Yeah,
the things that need to be like. Oh,
yeah, exactly, exactly.
oh
Anyways,
man.
Bruno, I really thank you so, so much for your time. It's been a pleasure to get to know you virtually, and I really look forward to meeting you in person as well in Poland. You already
Yeah,
know, I mean, it's not because we are competing in the same pageants that we cannot uplift each other. If you need anything at all, I'm here for you, and you have a friend already in Poland.
yeah, I have a friend, and I want to say that we need to do a live on my Instagram because right
Yes.
now Instagram has a, I don't know, it's a problem. I just
Uh-oh.
tried earlier to do a live with La Tertulia is like another pageant,
Yeah.
you know, and we couldn't. I mean, whenever he asked me to join the live, we couldn't hear each other. So
Ah,
let's do it
okay.
because I want to ask you some stuff, and like it was super nice talking to you, man.
Of course, my friend. Anytime. So let's plan that for another time when the issues are resolved. But
Yeah,
until
yeah,
then, I mean, we're gonna be in touch for sure. So
yeah. Sure.
we'll make it happen. Okay. Take care of
Thanks.
yourself. Enjoy your night. Huh? I know it's late for you, so go get some
No,
rest. All right. Take
bye.
care, Bruno.